A new law is about to take effect here in California that changes the way we deal with some of our trash.
Yeah, starting this Saturday, we're going to have to separate organic material from other garbage. That means things like banana peels, your coffee grounds, eggshells, and other food products will have to be thrown in the bins that we use for green waste. Until now, we've only used those bins for things like your leaves and your yard waste. And the director of Cal Recycle, Rachel Maki-Wagner, joins us now, and she heads up the State Department that will be overseeing this waste management.
So, Rachel, this is going to be a big change for a lot of families. So talk to us about the reasons for it.
Yeah, this is really important. I've listened to a couple of the stories you've had tonight and the unfortunate affairs that's happening in Boulder. And we're all crucially aware of what the impacts of climate change are on our environment, on our communities, the extreme weather that we are seeing across our state, across our country, across our globe because of climate change is really pointing to the need for us to act now and act quickly to fight climate change. And one of the fastest and easiest things that each and every one of us can do to fight climate change is get our organic waste out of the landfills. Organic waste breaks down to methane, which is a climate super pollutant, meaning that it is a super warmer in our environment and causes climate change at a very fast rate. It is 84 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So the sooner we get all of our organic waste out of landfills, the sooner we remove that methane from the environment.
So people may be wondering, Rachel, what's going to happen to all of that stuff, our kitchen waste, once it is hauled away?
Well, there are a number of different tools that we can use, but they're all really exciting. So one of the most exciting that we see here in Sacramento is our yard waste currently gets turned into compost, and our food waste will be joining our yard waste. And compost is amazing. It goes back into the soil and helps retain water. It helps to feed our plants, and it helps to prevent pests so that we need less chemical pesticide. So we are taking what would have otherwise been a contaminant in our environment and turning it into a new resource that helps us fight climate change and fight droughts in the future, and feed our plants and our agricultural crops. It's really exciting.
You know, in some of the recycling streams, there's no end user. So let's talk about who will be using this compost, the mulch, the natural gas that all of our kitchen trash produces.
Yeah, so from the local governments who will be contributing to this new resource stream, to each and every one of us, and the industries that come out of these new commodities. So we can't right now in California create enough compost to keep up with demand. So there is everybody from our farmers in the Central Valley to our parks in Los Angeles and San Francisco and here in Sacramento, to our government agencies and our private industry who have the opportunity to use these resources.
It sounds like there could be a market willing and able to take
Great.
all that.
That's what we need.
Real quick, what happens if people don't change their habits and they keep throwing out their food stuff with the regular trash?
Well, I am very optimistic that Californians want to do the right thing. We have been recycling here in California since the 1980s, and this is a big change to trash, just like when we first started recycling. And every conversation I've had with every Californian about this is, how do I do the right thing? So my job and our government jobs are all about providing Californians the resources so they can do the right thing. In a couple of years, if local governments are not seeing that change in behavior that we need to see, there can be fines and penalties, but I don't think that that's going to be necessary.
All right, we'll just see how things start to play out after this weekend. Rachel Maki-Wagner, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
All right. Happy New Year to you. Well, this is just one of the new laws going into effect on Saturday. Everything from a $15 minimum wage here in California to easing criminal penalties to regulations and programs affecting homelessness and housing. So scan the QR code there if you want to get caught up on some of the laws that will start in the new year.